Yeah.
Tragic. I mean, in December, family. December.
And they didn't they just sweep across that motherfucker? Ooh,
six states, family.
And that's what they all look like, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
And that ain't regular tornado bait, like nothing but trailers and shit. I mean, those are real houses.
Yeah. Yeah. Foundations, like slabs. Yeah.
You say they didn't destroy the meth factories, just real houses and shit?
Yeah, these real neighborhoods.
Listen, man. Yeah.
Definitely.
Listen, man. Hopefully these people don't get fucked by the insurance companies on this. Because go ahead.
Yeah, because you're right. Because some of them be like, well, that was an act of God. And
there you
go. We talked about that before, like Katrina.
Yeah.
They was like, that wasn't was it? It wasn't a natural disaster. It was an act of God or something. It's a distinction. They have a distinction in their contract. And I was like, are you? Oh, wow. That's a real thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you got to figure when shit like this happens, first of all, it's only but so many insurance companies, right? I mean, you can get it through your bank, but it's only but so many banks.
It's only so many companies that cover everything, flood, because there's certain states that don't even cover flood and natural disaster. You have to read the fine print.
That's okay, because that's what I was about to say. A lot of people don't understand the fine print and the paperwork they signed it, man. Yeah, we cover all this shit, but if a tornado come through, yeah, that's your ass. You ain't getting nothing.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And even still, a lot of times, man, they try to find a way, try to find ways to wiggle out of this shit because it's a lot of money. Look at this shit. This shit is you can't fix you can't fix this shit.
They'll hit you. Oh, we tried to contact you. We tried to mail you a letter. Motherfucker, I don't have a house. We tried calling you. I don't have a home.
Right.
I have nothing.
What the fuck you talking about, man?
We made several attempts to contact you, but yet you didn't call us back.
Right.
Motherfucker, I was trying to find, the remnants of my fucking life.
Right. Because it's gone.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was talking to Tank. He was like, a reporter said that he never even seen anything like this. He said he saw a slab of concrete, and then he looked over to the side, and there was a whole a wall of trees, but it was covered with the damn house.
Damn.
The house got pepper sprayed through the damn trees.
Damn. And here's
like, I've never seen anything like that before.
And a lot of these houses are old as fuck. So they
Midwest. Yeah.
Right. So all it was going to take was a brisk wind anyway.
But, shit, man. I mean, that houses when they used to build houses to fucking last. You know what I mean? Like, that's real shit.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like some of them, look at that brickwork. I mean, some of them houses probably 100 years old.
And they don't make shit like that no more.
Nah.
No, all of this shit is put together with tape like a motherfucker.
And you tape, and these houses, the way they put them up so fast.
And you ain't gonna tell me that's not part of the hustle either to keep. Look, man, when it's almost like cars. You know how they say when motherfuckers used to build cars, they lasted forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but motherfuckers wasn't coming back because they didn't need to buy a car. Now, when you start substituting plastic and fiberglass for metal, and the parts aren't as good, and now everything breaks down. Now they're making the money off the parts. They make money off the labor. Outside sources make money off the labor. It's a whole, you know what I mean? It's a whole economic institution that's running off of this shit. So now, every so years, motherfuckers got to re-roof their house. They got to get new siding. Now niggas got to get grass implants. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You think look in Texas?
Nah, I know.
Motherfuckers was getting their whole lawns pulled up. Let's get some new grass.
Yeah,
10 grand, 10 racks. That should be
they want that Kentucky bluegrass. Yeah,
there you go,
all that shit.
Yeah.
But best believe, somebody's coming in there looking at all, like Tank said, all that brick, all that kind of wood, that cedar, and they salvaging that shit.
It's going to be a nightmare for insurance companies, man.
Listen, listen. Go ahead.
Did they make this a national disaster, or like is
I will
big
hope
government
so.
involved?
Yeah, I will hope so. Yeah, they should declare all this a state of emergency and a natural disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw something today, man. I just one of the factories that got hit, that candle making factory,
Mm-hmm.
and Kentucky's they threatened their employees if they left at work or whatever, they would lose their job after they heard the sirens.
We live in a world of some fucking devils, man.
Hey, man, trust me, man. Employers,
I mean, don't give two fucks,
man. Like,
talk about you'll be safer here. You know that,
Yeah.
but that wasn't the case because it was like, no, y'all want me to keep fucking working. You
Right.
know, I'd rather be at home. You know, during this time, do you not hear the sirens? The sirens don't apply to people who are at work.
Motherfucker, what about my family?
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, it's some devils in this world, man, and you know, it I wouldn't be shocked if, like you guys said, somebody tries to take advantage of this. You're gonna have meth heads and contractors trying to get as much copper out through these areas and all kind of shit they're gonna try and salvage. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's a bad situation, man, and I feel for those people because, you know, how's this any different than a fucking fire, man? You everything is destroyed, so you have to rebuild your life, man. And everything, you know, you look at a house, right? In the grand scheme of things, a house isn't really that big, but it holds your life, all your
Facts.
memories, your insurance shit, you know what I mean, your kids' things. So now you got to start all of this shit over when it took you how many years, how much money to build this shit in the first place.
It's not
crazy.
just you.
Mhm.
It's your community.
There you go.
Everything that you knew to be for miles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not like, who do you turn to if all your family live in that area? Everybody's hit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's just it's tragic, man, because it didn't spare anybody.
No.
Everybody got touched.
And some of these places, you know, I mean, first of all, the people who live there, most of them ain't going to be able to come back. You know what I mean? This shit is going to cost. Even the outside money they're going to have to pay beyond insurance is going to cost them. You know, you look at those floods down in parts of Houston. People can't even go back to those areas because this shit is contaminated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And like with this, you know, it's the Midwest that you know how the weather is.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to change.
Yeah.
So how are you going to get all this fixed before the snow hit?
There you go. You
know?
Yeah, these people are fucked.
They're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're done.
Like, the short of it's they're fucked. God damn.
That's
Hey,
it.
man, you got to cut your losses somewhere. Not to be, you know, but this is going to be a goddamn mess, man. I wonder how long it'll be before all these fake charities and shit pop up. You remember how much money they stole after 9/11 and Katrina? Yeah.
You know it's going to happen. You know, the Red Cross is out there like, what's up?
I haven't heard anything from the homie Mitch. That's his district, Mr. McConnell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Anything? Has anybody seen anything on any news feeds or anything?
Well, I mean,
coming out?
These people voted for small government and social programs should be, you know, null and void. So, you know, in situations like this, you gotta skip the handouts. You know, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
You don't really can't give these
Don't
people
take taxpayer
anything.
money and help rebuild these people's houses.
If we help these people out to build these houses, then everybody's going to be coming looking for money. Everybody's going to be working.
Then where will they get their character?
Right.
Wow. Building houses.
This is the type of thing that legends are made of. You're going to have to learn to hunt again and take care of a wife in the wilderness. We're not giving you any goddamn money because then the niggers are going to come and want their reparations. They're going to say you had money to pay for this, but not money to give us our reparations. Like, come on, man. I hate that motherfucker.
This is his district.
Bastard.
This is him, man.
Right.
I mean, but the
like
people
you
that
said,
vote,
they voted for him.
Yeah,
right.
The people that vote like that.
So,
I mean, when it
let's
comes
see.
to social safety nets, they fucking hate them.
Right. So what happens now? When
they're going to get that social safety
it hits home.
They're going to get that social safety.
It's not going to kick in. They're going to see what, like, how Katrina and all them folks in New Orleans had to deal with it.
Them same motherfuckers they was judging. Them same motherfuckers that was judging. That was God's work. They needed to be swept out of it. Like first of all, it was a fucking most of those areas down there in New Orleans were just fucking deprived anyway. You know, it's interesting when you go certain places and you see certain neighborhoods, right? And people will be like, damn, if you go down a few blocks, it's suburbs. And it's like, well, damn, if they got the same representatives and they got this, you know, the same district representatives and all of that, political representatives, how in the fuck is this area getting money, but this area isn't getting money? Why are the streets fucked up over here? And you know, and so, bless you, brother.
Thanks, fam.
So you just, you know, it's, you got old Mitch.
Yeah, man. Let's see what he do.
Yeah.
See how he step up for his people.
We probably have part 2 of this shit.
Indeed, man. What's up, Tank? What's on your mind, man?
Hey, man, you remember a couple years back, one of Michael Crichton's last books was okay. So Michael Crichton used to take cutting edge technology and just throw a fictional story behind it. So, you know,
I know where you going.
Gene splicing, Jurassic Park,
weather manipulation. Is that what you going?
Yeah, weather manipulation. So he wrote a book a few years back. I'm trying to think of what it was called. I should
talking about HAARP, brother.
Yeah. But
I wanted to go there too, but
how
you introduce? Go ahead.
I'm just saying, you know, when do you start believing some of the nonsense that's floating out there?
I don't know, man. It looked like Mother Nature's pissed. You know what I mean? But East Coast is flooded. The West Coast is dried out.
Do you know, Mr. Copeland, do you know what he means when he says HAARP and weather manipulation and all that shit?
See, I didn't dip into that realm, but enlighten me, please.
All right, dig it. So he's talking about it from the Michael Crichton side of the game. I heard about it on the Professor Griff side of the game.
Okay.
Where basically HAARP is it's a weapon. They've weaponized weather. So they found out a way to manipulate the weather patterns and shit like that.
Using high energy radio frequencies.
Okay.
Right. And so people think that, like, when you see shit like this many fucking tornadoes at one time, or shit like Katrina,
right?
A lot of people say, some people believe, you know, this is one of the biggest conspiracies out there, that this is, I'm not going to say the government or whoever, but let's just say shadow entities testing this shit out. And you know what? It sounds crazy. This shit does sound crazy until you start seeing shit like this, or motherfuckers start writing novels about it.
Yeah, shit like this, and it's so direct.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like subtle. You know what I mean? It's like, well, damn, that left a mark. You know?
Right. And then there's actually shit you can look up on the internet. Like, not saying that the internet is the end all be all, but
it's on the internet, so you know it's the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know we ain't nothing but the truth.
You goddamn right. This show is the truth. But but I mean, it makes you wonder, man, because you see in these certain areas, you see shit that ain't never happened before with the weather.
Yeah.
Katrina, I don't know the name. They give them all these fucking funny names. Down there in Houston, you see this shit. You start looking over at Haiti, you just see this shit happen, and it just like, then there's books that come out about it. Then you see shit in video games. Like for instance,
it's scary when you see somebody writing about it in fictional.
Right.
And the shit, you know, it's like art imitating life.
Case in point. I forget which movie it was, but it was a virus that they could target motherfuckers based on their genetic makeup. You go back, you look at Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It had Kevin Spacey was the villain in there. He was the head of his contracting company when you play it out. And I'm getting to a point where it's go, but
yeah.
He had this weapon.
Okay, he good.
He had this weapon, and what it was it could target motherfuckers based on genetic makeup. Now, we could look at all this shit like, okay, yeah, this is science fiction, this is video games. But when you go back, there's footage of South African, I guess scientists or whatever, talking about creating a virus that would handle their Negro problem, specifically them. it would affect them and only them.
Mm-hmm.
So you start looking at this shit like, man, somebody playing games with us.
And they did it. It's called Pogs.
Pogs?
I'm sorry, man. I shot that over your head, man.
I'm trying to enlighten us, brother Ed.
Pogs. Pogs. When you put it in when you're watching porn. That's
I know
designed.
all about porn and they heard this.
Pogs. Fat ass white girls.
Oh. Oh. Okay, I got it now. My mind wasn't even there.
Oh,
It took a
PAW.
while. Yeah, it took a while for that to. I'm sitting there like, people other than Grunt? What the fuck is he talking about?
I'm like, POG. POG. I was way the fuck off.
Sorry, man.
No, it's
try
all
to
good.
lighten up a little bit, But that's a weapon now.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
but interesting shit. I mean, you look at the story of
Black
Henrietta
man's
Lacks.
kryptonite.
Huh? You look at the story of Henrietta Lacks. What they did with just a tiny bit of her genetic material, even though she was a special case.
Right.
One of the main important things, that they put in the back of that book, we're talking about your legal rights when it comes to your own genetic material. And once it's trash, you no longer own it.
Shit.
So just think about what happens every time you go and donate blood. You think they destroyed the blood.
Right.
I mean, they could be taking your genetic material and tailoring drugs to fit diseases that might be in your future.
Think about it.
When you get sick, there's only one place you can go because there's only one person with the patent.
Well, dig it. Fucking Tariq Nasheed was just talking about that shit on his show, all the medical experimentation that came out of Johns Hopkins. That's where that shit happened at with her.
Right.
Where they took I think she had a tumor and they took a little bit of it. And now they didn't shot the cells up into space because they keep growing. They like self-replicating. Right. And so most of the medicines had that shit in it. And then they told the family, like, yeah, we need medical care. It's like, fuck y'all.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing, darky. Go back. But, man, look, I'm like I said, man, I got cut off. I mean, Jay Drews, I didn't get cut off, but Jay Drews came in last show when I was saying my John Wick theory, which is I don't necessarily, I'm not going to say that there's a bunch of fucking assassins running around. I think there is, but you're not going to force me to not believe that there are shadow governments. Everything we seeing, man, is when you look at Fox and you look at CNN and all these shows, it's a bunch of bullshit being fed to us, man. We never know what the fuck is going on. Every so often you catch a news story or somebody will catch a story where, if something is going on, and then when they forget, like they'll say cut, but they'll forget the camera's rolling. They'll be like, all right, get these fucking people out of here, or you see the crisis actors and shit. And you just start to wonder, like, man, come on, man. Come on. I mean,
and all these tragedies and, these natural disasters, it brings that out.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see. That's why my first thing was, where's Mitch? He's the main one talking about, fiscal responsibility. You think he's not going to have them, open up the checkbook for his state?
Right. Think about it.
You know what I mean? It's going to be up and running by summer.
That's
you got folks still messed up from Katrina.
That's like that sucker Ted Cruz. When that big fucking freeze over happened down in Texas,
man,
homie ran down to fucking Cancun.
Man, blamed it on his kids.
Blamed it on his kids. Like, how in the fuck did you have time to get the fuck out when nobody else did? You see,
like he had his mask on, like nobody's gonna recognize him.
Right, that fucked up haircut. Like
he looked like old dude from, what's his name? McFly.
Marty.
You like his dad. Oh God, I hate Ted Cruz, man. That dude is like the ultimate bitch.
Okay, Biff.
How does a guy like that get voted in Texas? Like the state where you find the most men
Right.
of men. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Like, motherfucker, all you got to say is you from Texas. It's like the biggest goddamn gang in the world.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you really think, let me just ask this question, Cuddy. Do you really fucking think manly men run this country? Run the world? I tell everybody it's a fucking crazed hermaphrodite. It's a crazed hermaphrodite running everything. And look, let me just say this. This ain't even about the gay shit. You just keep finding, look, look, man, if it was men that ran everything, right? If it was just manly men, it wouldn't be fucking men getting taken advantage of by fucking women. You know what I'm saying? Everything wouldn't be going fucking soft. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have these weenies up in fucking office destroying everybody's lives if fucking men was running everything. Does Mitch McConnell look like he was ever a fucking man? Ted Cruz, none of these dudes. That's why listen, say what you want to say about GW and Trump, but they had fucking balls, man. They did what they wanted to do. That was the one thing that they said about the two of them. Even though Trump would make remarks, they always said that George GW, he was doing what the fuck he wanted to do in there. That's the same thing Trump was doing. They weren't following the same fucking plan, because if you ever notice, whether it's Democrat or Republican, shit seems to be on this like predetermined path, the way things go. He can win, man. Look, it's the bitches that run everything, man. It's the bitches, man.
You're right, man. And I'm glad you brought it to my attention.
Listen, man, could you imagine if fucking Dutch and Blaine ran shit?
You're absolutely right.
Okay. All right, man. Let's done put the stake in that one, man. He didn't put the stake in it. Transition time, gentlemen.